Alright, this is how to change a GFI. And GFIs look like a lot of mess, but they're very, very vital around any type of water source, anytime they're outdoor or something, and sometimes in a kitchen or bathroom. And like for instance, this is going to be a 20 amp. I know that because there's a 20 amp circuit in the circuit breaker box. 20 amp, if you look right here, you can tell it has that kind of sideways T that tells you it's a 20 amp right away. And for a GFI, you're going to have these buttons that'll be able to interrupt the circuit. So, and if you look really close in here, you can see I've got wires coming in from one source and continuing through to another here. This is my ground, and the common ground has both grounds from the in and out coming together. That ground I literally will place into this ground connector here. And if you look real close, there are two different types of adapters to this. You can have a plain or flathead screwdriver or Phillips for this particular use. I'm using a flat because it has a lot of teeth to it that I can get a hold of and get in there. Now, the rest of this is where you really want to be cautious because you have to have the proper path. If you look close, it'll tell you what color goes to where on the back here. You'll know which one goes into where, how they're supposed to connect through. It's very simple. You have wires that will connect through to each one of these, and you simply tighten these screws down that are on here. Don't know if you're getting a good enough angle there. And these are built so that you could literally do this very easily, and I'll show you because in just a matter of moments you are going to be hooked up with power. And you have to make sure you have the power loose, or the screw loose, so that your wire feed can fit into the hole. Once it's in there, it's in nice and snug. Now I have this circuit breaker turned off, so I'm not worried about it shocking me or anything. Make sure that you check that though, because that is vitally important for your survival. It is very painful to be bitten by this type of electricity, well, any type, but this is particularly frustrating. So we have the right color, it goes into the right slot, and I'm spinning it around here just so we can see it. And since the power's off, there's no need to be concerned with any sequence, hot, ground, whatever. I hooked up ground first. Typically that's one you might want to do last if you're not sure, and never hold a screwdriver in hand while you're playing with the wires. Once you get all these pieces in here, it is really simply a matter of getting the wires back into the box. They are very, very, very rigid, and they don't move around very easily. So once you get them all tightened down, just tighten them down. You don't need to go crazy with them, but they're all in. You make sure you have a good solid connection on everything. Then you can begin the process of getting this back into the box. And oftentimes, almost like an accordion, these wires will push themselves back into the place where they were after you've pulled them out, of course. And you can put these back in. Again, you've got two different types of screwdrivers that can be used here. On this one here, I'm using a Phillips just so I can get a little bit of bite quick. And get that one into it. These are still, they need to be firm and flat, so you've got to get them all the way in, because being an outdoor, you're going to want to seal all the way around it. And that seal is important. And you'll also see that this socket has to line up to where the face is going to be on this. Now I'm putting in a tamper resistant GFI. Actually has little tiny white plastic pieces in there that makes it difficult for someone to either put a plug in it or take a plug out of it, i.e. children. If you have children that can get around, this one doesn't, but it is near a pool. I don't want any opportunity for anything to be touched here. I certainly don't want a plug to be plugged into here that shouldn't be. Sometimes people want to plug a phone in or something, and if they're in their bathing suit, it's not the wisest idea, but I'm sure we've all seen dumber things happen. Then you place this in here, and once you get this back on top of where it should fit snugly on top, and the rim around it would actually tuck in. And once it's in, you're set and ready to go. And that'll set you up. We'll tighten those screws down, and we'll call that a GFI insulation. See how it's firm all the way around there, and then we'll make sure that the seal's tight. And that's it.